Doctor Who speeches. I do what I do because it's right, because it's decent, and above all it's kind. It's just that, just kind. If I run away today, good people will die. If I stand and fight, some of them might live, maybe not many, maybe not for long. Hey, maybe there's no point to any of this at all, but it's the best I can do, so I'm going to do it. And I will stand here doing it until it kills me. And you're going to die too, someday. And how will that be? Have you thought about it? What would you die for? Who I am is where I stand. Where I stand is where I fall. Stand with me. These people are terrified. Maybe we can help a little. Why not just at the end? Just be kind. I am not a good man. I'm not a bad man. I'm not a hero, and I'm definitely not a president. And no, I'm not an officer. Do you know what I am? I am an idiot with a box and a screwdriver, just passing through, helping out, learning. I don't need an army. I never have, because I've got them, always them. Because love, it's not an emotion. Love is a promise. He's like fire and ice and rage. He's like the night and the storm in the heart of the sun. He's ancient and forever. He burns at the centre of time, and he can see the turn of the universe. And he's wonderful. He never raised his voice. That was the worst thing, the fury of the Time Lord. And then we discovered why. Why this doctor who had fought with gods and demons, why he had run away from us and hidden. He was being kind. I think you just don't care. I don't know if you are here to invade, infiltrate, or just replace us. I don't suppose it really matters now. You are monsters. That is the role it seems you are determined to play, so it seems I must play mine, the man that stops the monsters. I'll be a story in your head, but that's okay with all stories in the end. Just make it a good one, Because it was, it was the best. A daft old man who stole a magic box and ran away. Did I ever tell you I stole it? Well, I borrowed it. I was always going to take it back. Oh, that box, Amy, you'll dream about that box. It will never leave you. Big and little at the same time, brand new and ancient, and the bluest blue ever. And the times we had, Would have had, never had. In your dreams they'll still be there, the Doctor and Amy Pond, and the days that never came. You're going to be alone now, and you're very bad at that. You're going to be furious and you're going to be sad, but listen to me. Don't let this change you. No, listen, whatever happens next, wherever she's sending you, I know what you're capable of. You don't be a warrior, promise me. Be a doctor. I'm going to rescue her. I'm going to save Rose Tyler from the middle of the Dalek fleet, and then I'm going to save the Earth, and then just to finish off, I'm going to wipe every last stinking Dalek out of the sky. Never be cruel, never be cowardly, and never eat pears. Remember, hate is always foolish, and love is always wise. There's this emperor, and he asks the shepherd's boy how many seconds in eternity, and the shepherd's boy says, there's this mountain of pure diamond. It takes an hour to climb and an hour to go around it, and every 100 years a little bird comes and sharpens its beaks on the diamond mountain. And when the entire mountain is chiseled away, the first second of eternity will have passed. You may think that's a hell of a long time. Personally, I think that's a hell of a bird. You just want cruelty to beget cruelty. You're not superior to people who are cruel to you. You're just a whole bunch of new cruel people. A whole bunch of new cruel people being cruel to some other people who will end up being cruel to you. The only way anyone can live in peace is if they're prepared to forgive. Why don't you break the cycle? Why should we? What is it that you actually want? War? And when this war is over, when you have the homeland free from humans, what do you think it's going to be like? Do you know? Have you thought about it? Have you given it any consideration? Because you're very close to getting what you want. What's it going to be like? Paint me a picture. Are you going to live in houses? Do you want people to go to work? What about holidays? Oh, will there be music? Do you think people will be allowed to play violins? Who will make the violins? Well, you don't actually know, do you? Because just like every other tangerine child in history, Bonnie, you don't actually know what you want. So let me ask you a question about this brave new world of yours. When you've killed all the bad guys, and it's all perfect and just and fair, when you have finally got it exactly the way you want it, what are you going to do with the people like you, the troublemakers? How are you going to protect your glorious revolution from the next one? World win. Oh, will you? Well, maybe you will win, but nobody wins for long. The wheel just keeps on turning. So come on, break the cycle. Then why are you still talking? Because I'm trying to get you to see, and I'm almost there. Do you know what I see, Doctor? A box with everything I need, a 50% chance. For us too. And we're off, fingers on buzzers. Are you feeling lucky? Are you ready to play the game? Who's going to be quickest? Who's going to be the luckiest? This is not a game. No, it's not a game, sweetheart, and I mean that most sincerely. Why are you doing this? Yes, I'd like to know that too. You set this up, why? Because it's not a game, Kate. This is a scale model of war. Every war ever fought right there in front of you, because it's always the same. When you fire that first shot, no matter how right you feel, you have no idea who's going to die. You don't know whose children are going to scream and burn, how many hearts will be broken, how many lives shattered, how much blood will spill until everybody does what they're always going to have to do from the very beginning. Sit down and talk. Listen to me, listen. I just want you to think. Do you know what thinking is? It's just a fancy word for changing your mind. I will not change my mind. Then you will die stupid. Alternatively, you could step away from that box, you could walk right out of that door, and you could stand your evolution down. No, I'm not stopping this, Doctor. I started it. I will not stop it. You think they'll let me go after what I've done? You're all the same, you screaming kids, you know that? Look at me, I'm unforgivable. Well, here's the unforeseeable. I forgive you. After all you've done, I forgive you. You don't understand. You will never understand. I don't understand? Are you kidding me? Of course I understand. I mean, do you call this a war, this funny little thing? This is not a war. I fought in a bigger war than you will ever know. I did worse things you could ever imagine, and when I close my eyes, I hear more screams than anyone could ever be able to count. Do you know what you do with all that pain? Shall I tell you where you put it? You hold it tight till it burns your hand, and you say this: no one else will ever have to live like this. No one else will ever have to feel this pain. Not on my watch.